What's good? It's your boy Royal Play, back with another video. Okay, today we are here. We are back playing DDD. And because it's been so long, I will have a video for you every day this for the rest of the week. Like today, we got the DDDs. Then the other decks I'm gonna play is Fire Fist with Almirage. I'm also going to play Dragonides. Since we got spears, you can play Dragonides without using the skill and still have a decent inboard. And I'll show you what that looks like. And also, we're going to play Thunder Dragons since we have the baby Chaos Dragons now. So I'm going to play around with some Thunder Dragons. And then I'm also going to play some Dragon Links. What this video is for is DDDs. I know I missed quite a few things. The ban list free Caesar, so now we're able to play the different limited to one cards inside of the deck. The best limit one cards that we can play, in my opinion, is probably either Crystal Wing or Herald of the Arclight, or even Divine Dragon Knight. That level 8, that rank 8 Xyz monster. You can play that too. Yeah, and also Beyond the Pendulum did come out as well. There's a combo that you can do with Beyond the Pendulum, which is pretty cool. And actually, because I'm going to show y'all 3 different deck lists. One with Beyond the Pendulum, one with Herald of the Arclight, and one with Crystal Wing. And I'll let you know which one I feel like is better and the pros and cons of each, and which one I'm leaning towards playing the most. We're going to start things off with Beyond the Pendulum build because that one is the most interesting. This is the Beyond the Pendulum build that I got right now. This whole combo is even possible because I found out a little trick that you can do with the skill. This third part of the skill where it says if you control a DDD Doom King Armageddon or only your opponent controls a monster, you can set one Dark Contract spell or trap from your deck. When I first read the card, I thought you had to summon Doom King, but you can actually just scale Doom King and still be able to activate the skill, which is a lot better. So now I don't have to commit to trying to put him on the board by using Swirl Slime or Genghis. Inside the combo, the contract that you want to go for is Dark Contract with the Yama. You want to go with Dark Contract with the Yama because Dark Contract with the Yama actually sets your scales, because you can, during your main phase, you can place one face the DD Pendulum monster from your extra deck into a Pendulum zone. When you scale Doom King and then you use the skill to set Dark Contract with the Yama, then Dark Contract with the Yama can activate to actually scale Kepler, because you'll end up scaling off Kepler and another DD monster in order to go into Beyond the Pendulum, because Beyond the Pendulum needs 2 effect monsters and one of them has to be a Pendulum monster, and that Pendulum monster is going to be Kepler. The biggest downside to Beyond the Pendulum line is the fact that it costs 1200 just to activate the skill or activate its effect, which is a really big deal because all our Dark Contracts do cost. So when we pay our taxes, we're going to end up killing ourselves a lot more often. Even though there is a way to get rid of the contracts, you can just blow them up with Beyond the Pendulum if you end up summoning 2 Pendulum monsters that turn. But that's not always likely. Alright, so here's the combo. All you need is Doom King, Kepler, and any DDD to discard in order to do the combo. Kepler can also be replaced for Swirl Slime if you have Doom King. And Doom King can be replaced for DD Dog or DD Thomas if you have Kepler. So this is what you will need to do with your skill. You're going to end up searching for Swirl Slime, and then you'll activate the Kepler. Kepler will grab Gate, activate the Gate. Gate will grab Dog or Thomas, and here we'll grab Dog. Then you activate the swirl slime using your extra DDD that you had in your hand plus the swirl slime to go into Genghis. And you have to put them inside the main monster zone, not the extra monster zone. Alright. So then we'll go into activate the swirl slime to special summon the DD dog from our hand. And then we'll link off the DD dog and the Kepler in order to go into Beyond the Pendulum. Beyond the Pendulum, you pay your light points, and then you'll be able to search for DD Thomas. So now from here, you'll scale Doom King, then use the skill in order to set Dark Contract with the Yama. You activate Dark Contract with the Yama, targeting the Kepler in order to scale him. So now you have a scale 4 and a scale 10, which is pretty good. So now you can activate, now you can pendulum summon the DD Dog and the DD Thomas. So then you can overlay into Caesar using Dog and Genghis. And then you can activate Thomas, getting rid of the Kepler, because Kepler will lower its scale number during your next standby phase, so we can get it out the way. And then just bring it back with Dark Contract with the Yama next turn. And then Thomas grabs Ragnarok. So now since you have 2 level 8s, you can overlay into Divine Dragon Knight Freeland, which is pretty good. So now you'll end with your monster negate and 2 special summon negates. It's not like unbeatable or anything, but it is pretty good and something cool you can do with Beyond the Pendulum. But like I said, the downside, you have 2 contracts faced up on the field, and that's minus 1500, so your opponent can't do too much damage to you, or you're really gonna feel it. Right, this next combo I'm gonna show you, it's really unlikely that it happens, but it's just something that you can do if you end up with the goat hand, which is basically 3 of the 4 starters. So in this case, Swirl Slime, Lambda, and Kepler, and also having Doom King. Alright, you use the skill to grab Necro Slime, normal summon the Kepler grab Gate, activate the Gate grab, Gate need to grab a level 7 right here. This could be any level 7 DD monster in order for this to work. So in this case we grab Maxwell, but this can be any level 7. You'll need a level 7 because the only way you're able to go into Siegfried is if you have a level 7. So this is the best way to do it. So then you'll go in the Swirl Slime, sending the Necro Slime and the Swirl Slime to the grave to go into Genghis. Then link off the Genghis and the Kepler in order to go into Beyond the Pendulum. Then Beyond the Pendulum, we'll grab Thomas. You'll skill the Doom King, activating the skill in order to set Dark Contract with the Yama. You'll activate Yama, the scale Kepler. Then you pendulum summon the Thomas and the Maxwell. That will trigger Beyond the Pendulum. Since you special summon 2 monsters with different levels, you can destroy 2 cards. So if you was going second, you'd be able to pop 2 of your opponent's cards. But since you're going first, you'll want to pop some of your own cards. In this case, we will pop one of the contracts and Beyond the Pendulum herself, where we can have some more space. Alright, so then we can trigger Necro Slime in the graveyard to go into Genghis. And then we can special summon Lambda using the effect, getting rid of your other contract in order to special summon herself. So then you can synchro off the Lambda and the Maxwell in order to go into Siegfried. That will trigger Genghis to special summon another Genghis from the grave, and then you can overlay them into Caesar. And then you can use the Thomas, getting rid of the Kepler in order to special summon another level 8 from the deck. In this case, it was Doom King. And then we can overlay into Divine Dragon Knight Freeland. Got your monster negate, spell trap negate, and a 2 special summon negates. So yeah, that's just a couple things you can do with Beyond the Pendulum. I got a couple replays showing off this build in game. Let's jump into those games real quick. Let's get it poppin'. All right, we're going first. We're gonna start things off using the skill to grab Swirl Slime. Normal summon the Kepler to grab Gate. Activate the Gate. Great grab Doom King since we already have the dog in hand. Then we use Swirl Slime to go into Genghis. He used Moonlit Chill, which is okay. We use Swirl Slime to special summon dog, then Pendulum summon into Beyond the Pendulum, which gave us the Ragnarok since we already had the Thomas in the hand. We scaled the Doom King, then used the skill to grab Dark Contract with the Yama, then use Dark Contract with the Yama to grab the Kepler, then Pendulum summon the dog and the Thomas. Then we can overlay into Caesar. Then use Thomas to pop the Caesar, to special summon another Doom King. Then go into Freeland. Just like that. Alright, up against Exo Sisters. He tried to special summon that. I negated that. He had Overlay Network. I thought I could negate it, but I couldn't do it. So he was still able to play. He tried to use the spell. I negated that. He went into his another Exo Sister, grabbing the trap. Then he got rid of Freeland, which is okay. We use Yama to set back the scales. He used the trap to special summon too, which is okay because we will Pendulum summon the Ragnarok, bringing back the Doom King, which trigger his Exo Sisters effects. I was okay doing this because I knew I still had ways to play around it. So he did his 2 XZ summons, and he's about to get rid of, banish the Doom King, then got rid of the Caesar. No, I used Ragnarok to get rid of the Caesar to banish one of his cards, but then he chained it so he can XZ summon Caesar. Give me a search for Dark Contract with the Gate. Then I can use Gate to search, but he had stopped it, which is fine. So I still have Swamp in the hand, so I can fusion summon into Big Genghis. Then just attack into his Exo Sister. He ended up not having anything, so he just used Overlay Network to get back a card to his hand. I had to pay my taxes. Use Genghis to negate the Kepler, which I didn't really need to do. I used Swamp to go into another Genghis. Then Big Genghis brought back the Caesar. Then I could just attack and attack for game. And just like that. Let's get it popping. Alright, we're up against Utopia. We gonna let them do their thing. I'm going to Leo. Utopia double. Getting his searches. Grab double or nothing. And go into another Leo. Grab his Raincoat Magic. And his ZW. Then set another ZW. Then grab the counter trap. And then we're still able to go into Dueler. So they got their full board of 2 monster negates, a trap negate, another monster negate, and then Dweller with the, I think that's an Omni negate counter trap, which is pretty good. So let's see how we play through this. We start things off using the skill to set the trap. Then we use the skill to grab Kepler. I tried to set up the Witch to pop one of his Leos, but he ended up using the counter trap to negate it, which is cool. I use Witch to grab Dog. Activate Dog or Orthros to pop the monster effect. And then use Kepler. He'll negate it, which is fine. Since I got everything else that I need in my hand, I use Dog to negate the other Leo that he didn't use yet. Then I went into Beyond the Pendulum. Then set my scale. Then Pendulum summoned the Dog and the Doom King. Since I summoned 2 monsters with different levels, I could pop 2. I pop both of his Leos and then just attack for game. Just like that. The deck is okay. It's just you do lose a lot to your own contracts playing Beyond the Pendulum. So I really don't like playing it. And it's kind of bricky too. So I really don't like it as much as the other 2 builds that I'm going to show you. If anybody can come up with any ideas to add to this, just let me know and I'll try it out. But let's look at another build. Alright, right here, this is my Crystal Wing build. With the Crystal Wing build, is basically pretty standard. The 3 Swirl Slimes, I got 3 Lambdas, 2 Necro Slime, and 3 Keplers. And then you need to play 2 Ragnaroks, because you need Ragnarok is part of the combo to make Crystal Wing. And then I'm also playing hand traps just to have some extra disruption during my opponent's turn. In order to play Crystal Wing, you need to play another synchro. So an easy one is the Gus King Alexander, which is pretty easy to go to. So you'll have a level 6, which probably is going to be Genghis and Lambda. Then you can go into Alexander and then special summon the Lambda to end up going into Crystal Wing. Pretty simple. And then you still got your basic ways to end up doing the normal 2-card combo to go into Siegfried and Caesar. So the main end board is ending with Crystal Wing, Caesar, and Siegfried, which is a 3-card combo. So you don't see it as often, but it is still possible to do it. So here's the combo. All you need is any 3 of the 4 starters, or any 2 of the 4 starters plus Ragnarok. So this is how the combo goes. Alright, use the skill to grab Necro Slime. Normal summon the Kepler. Kepler grab Gate. Activate the Gate to grab Ragnarok. Use Swirl Slime to go into Genghis. You want to put them up top in the extra monster zone. Then you want to use the effect of Swirl Slime to special summon the Lambda. Then scale the Ragnarok and and synchro off into Big Alex. That would trigger Ragnarok to special summon the Genghis back, which will trigger Alex to special summon the Lambda back. So then you can synchro off the Lambda and the Kepler in order to go into Formula Synchron, which will get you an extra draw. And then you can use the effect of Lambda to special summon herself by sending the gate to the graveyard. And then you can synchro off the Lambda and the Alex in order to go into Crystal Wing. And then use the effect of Necro Slime in the graveyard to go into another Genghis. And then you synchro off the Genghis and the Formula Synchron to go into Siegfried, which will trigger the Genghis to special summon Genghis back. And then you can overlay into Caesar. Just like that. Pretty good. The combo pretty cool. Like in this end board, you end with a monster negate, a spell trap negate, and 2 special summon negates, which is really good. I feel like anytime I made this board, I've won the game. I haven't lost anytime I made this board, which is really good. Pretty much the only thing that can really stop this is droplets. Everything else we can play around. This board is pretty good. I got some in-game replays for you to see how the deck plays in-game. Let's get it popping. Alright, we're going first against Resonators. We start things off. Use the skill to grab Kepler. Normal summon the Kepler to grab Gate. Activate the Gate. Gate will search us Necro Slime. Use Swirl Slime to go into Genghis using Necro Slime and Swirl Slime. Activate the Swirl Slime, special summon the Lambda. Scale the Ragnarok. Then we go into Alex. Ragnarok triggers, special summon the Genghis. Triggers Alex to go into special summon the Lambda. Then we go into Formula Synchron. Formula Synchron get us a draw. Then we special summon the Lambda. Then go into Crystal Wing. Then use Necro Slime to go into Genghis. Then we go into Siegfried. Triggering the Genghis to bring back Genghis. To go into Caesar. The most beautiful Caesars you ever seen. Alright, up against Resonators. They get to do their thing. I think I found out what the negate of the Resonators now. You let them to use Crimson, but if they use Soul Resonator, you can negate that. They got Phoenix Chain, we'll negate that with Caesar. Or not Caesar, but Siegfried. Alright, she used Resonator Call again. They grab Red Resonator, that's fine. He used the skill to grab the Scarred Red Dragon option, which is cool. He normal summons so he can go into Red Nova. We can negate the Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend with Caesar. Crimson Gaia to grab the Phoenix Golem. So he attacked to the Caesar Siegfried, which is cool. And then he attacked into the Caesar, which give us a search. Alright. So now he messed up because he should have went for Crystal Wing. But since he didn't, we can take advantage of the situation. Alright, we use Swamp King to go into Big Genghis, which triggers the Ragnarok to special summon Ragnarok, which triggers the Genghis to special summon the Caesar. Then we use, let's get it popping. Alright, this time we're up against Septeris. Alright, we start things off using the skill to grab Kepler, normal summon Kepler to grab Gate. Gate will grab us Necro Slime, since we already have the Ragnarok in our hand. We're going to Gilgamesh, or not Gilgamesh, but Genghis. Special summon the Lambda. Then we go into Alex, which triggers the Ragnarok to bring back the Genghis, which triggers the Alex to bring back the Lambda. So then we can go into Crystal Wing, which I ended up messing up a little bit, but I think I finessed out of it. So yeah, he went into, yep, I still was able to finesse out of it. So now I can go into Siegfried and then Gilgamesh or not Gilgamesh. Damn, I don't know why I keep saying it Gilgamesh. Then we end with Caesar. Alright, try to use Hidden City, we'll negate that. Use the skill to set Final Battle. To set the Umatrix. He tried to use the Umatrix, but we negated it with Crystal Wind. And then he just quits. Alright, as you can see, this deck is pretty good. Like, I really like this build, especially because I feel it feels nice playing with the hand traps too, to have some disruptions on your opponent's turn when they go first, for they won't go too crazy, which is really good. And like I said, anytime you get the 3-card combo, it's really good. And then if you don't have the 3-card combo, then you're pretty much got the 2-card combo when you just end with Caesar and Siegfried, which is okay against most decks. Next build is actually a little bit better solely because it's only a 2-card combo and it covers most of your bases with a little floodgate. So let's jump into the deck list. Alright, this is the deck list. So this is the Herald of the Arclight deck list. It's basically the same as the other one, but with a little tweaks. It just doesn't have the hand traps basically in the main deck, and the only thing that we added was Serapha and Leonidas. We placed Serapha because when Herald of the Arclight uses this effect to triple hit itself to negate the activation of a monster effect or a spell or trap effect, it lets you, when it's sent to the graveyard, it lets you add a ritual monster to your hand. So then we can add Serapha to our hand. So now we got a little bit more protection for our Caesar that's going to be on the field as well. Because this is basically a 2-card combo, and you'll end with Caesar and Herald of the Arclight. It's better than Caesar and Siegfried because it can play around monster effects too. So Herald of the Arclight makes it a little bit better. So like in this build, I say the only downside is like you really don't have no use for Siegfried since you're going into Herald of the Arclight. That's the only real issue. So you really don't even need to play Siegfried, but it doesn't feel right playing DDDs without Siegfried. So I still got him in the deck. So that's the reason why we playing at level 7. Because that's the only other way you'll be able to go into Siegfried is if you have a level 7. So I got a couple games showing off the combo. Let's get it popping. Alright. We're up against Shadars. The one thing I can say, DDD actually has a good matchup against Shadars. Because like Shadars mainly want to set up Winda on our turn when we play. It's the main way Shadar stop most people. But with DDDs, we're actually able to counter that because we can, since Schism can only be used during the main phase, that means we have priority to where we can actually play a card first. So we can actually play the skill, activate the skill to set the trap. So we can chain Contract the Witch to whenever they end up flipping up Schism. So we use the Swirl Slime, then he'll activate the Schism. So then we'll counter that with activating the Witch to pop it, so he can't get his effect off. So then we can go into Big Genghis, so now we ain't got to worry about his other back row. And then once he activated, we can just negate it. Then we can use Gate to grab Lambda. Special summon the Ragnarok. Ragnarok can banish his other card. He still has something, so we can go into Ding, get rid of that, and then just attack for game. Just like that. Let's get it popping. Alright, we're up against Utopia this time. We're going first. And going first against Utopia, we can pretty much beat Utopia if we go first, uninterrupted. And if they ain't got the Kaiju or Lava Golem. Because Because if they got lava golem, then we're gonna be kind of bad. But if they don't got lava golem, we're gonna be good. And we pretty much got game if we go first. Alright, so we're gonna form the synchron. We go into another Genghis. Going to Siegfried. Grab at the Genghis. They're going to Caesar. Then we scale the Ragnarok, or scale the Doom King to set the trap. Just like that. Alright, he used the skill so he can special summon the Utopia. Try to use that, but I can chain that to pop it. He tried to special summon a card we negated with Caesar. So he going to double. He get his 2 searches. Then he tried to special summon it off, but we negate that with Caesar. And then clear field, you know what that means. Just like that. Let's get it popping. Alright, we're going first. We start off with Kepler. To grab gate. I use Swirl Slime to go into Genghis. Use Swirl Slime, special summon Lambda, then go into Formula Synchron. And then going to Caesar. And you know, it's pretty easy way to beat Crystal Beast. You stop Golden Rule, you pretty much win. We had Seraphos to protect, which came in clutch. He get his searches. He tried to use Golden Rule. We'll negate that with Siegfried. He used Crystal Bond. And that's all he had. So he tried to use Regeki. We can negate that with Siegfried. We pay our taxes. Then we can pop off. Go into Big Genghis. Grab Doom King. Set the trap. Boost up the Caesar. He tried to special summon the Crystal Beast, Rainbow Dragon, but we can negate that. Then he attack for game. Just like that. Let's get it popping. Alright. We up against Ancient Gears this time. We get to go first. And the combo, use Kepler, grab Gate. Gate grabs Doom King. Swirl Slime goes into Genghis. Activate the Lambda, send in the Gates to the greatest special summon herself. Then special summon Swirl Slime. Synchro and then form the Synchron, get a draw. And then we can Synchro in a Herald of the Arclight. Then we can go into Genghis. Now we can go into Caesar. Just like that. So he tried to use Taker. We could negate that with Caesar. He used the skill to grab the trap. Then he tried to use statue. We can negate that with Caesar. He still was able to grab the wyvern, but we can negate that with herald or the arclight. Herald get us a search for Sarava. And then we got a clear board. Normal summon to Kepler. Kepler grab Gate. Gate grabs Sig, or not Sig, but Sword Slime. Go into Big Angus. And attack again. Just like that. Let's get popping. Alright, we up against Shaddolls again. They get to go first. Go to construct, set the schemata in the window, in the hollow. Going to gravity so he can get back to Shadow Fusion. Set 3 and pass. Alright, so we start things off with the skill set in the trap. Use Swirl Slime to go into Big Angus. Then use the skill to grab Lambda. Normal summon the Kepler. Chain in the Genghis to special summon Dog. We grab Gate. Activate the Gate to grab Ragnarok. Sword Slime special summon Ragnarok. Then we use the Ragnarok to ban it, to tribute one to banish the Hollow. Go into Genghis, then we can go into Caesar. He tried to use Core, which is fine. Then he tried to use El Shaddai Fusion, we negate that. And then he tried to use Schism, we can pop a card to do that. Then he tried to use Nibiru, and we could just negate that with Caesar. So he's able to go into another Genghis. We attack. And attack again, just like that. As you can see, DDD got some plays. The Herald or the Arclight build is a lot more balanced, but since it doesn't have that many hand traps, you really doesn't have a way to stop your opponent when they go first. And if they board is too crazy, you won't be able to do too much. We still have ways to break boards, which is good. So I think DDDs are good, but they're not meta, unfortunately. But we do have a good matchup against Shaddolls, which is running everything right now. So if Shaddolls isn't touched on the ban list, we do have a good matchup against them. Tell me what y'all think. Which build do y'all think is better, the Crystal Wing or the Herald or the Arclight build?